We're having a very strange day today. A very unexpectedly strange day. You know how Izzy was a bit unwell after she had that injection pen? Well, she was all right after a while, and yesterday she was okay for most of the day. She went off to her swimming class, but she ended up being sick. Not in the swimming pool itself, but she got out of the pool during the lesson and was sick in the changing rooms there, in the toilets. And so she came home and she's just not been right ever since. If this had just been a normal week and she hadn't had that injection pen, I'd have just thought it was a bug, because it's just typical symptoms of a bug. But I looked at the leaflet that came with the injection pen, and of course in the side effects it lists every symptom known to human beings. So obviously now I'm in a position I need to rule out that it's not side effects, because if they're literally incapacitating her that she's got to be in bed, then that's just not acceptable, is it? We can't proceed with that. I called the dermatology department of the hospital when I got up this morning to ask them about it, and they suggest that I contact the nurse who administered the pen, the injection pen. And I've left a message, but they've been in meetings all day. Now it's lunchtime, so I haven't heard back yet. So it's a little bit of a worrying day, really. I'm microwaving a bit of cold coffee left over from yesterday that was in my pot. So this medication Izzy's had in injection form, she's been on for at least 18 months anyway, so it's literally the same. The only difference is that there's not a dose increase. The dose is the same, but because it's in injected form, she will absorb 100% of it, whereas the oral form, apparently there's a bit of a discrepancy between different individuals about how much of it will be absorbed, so we don't know how much she's been absorbing. So I don't know what to think. Good news is IB is coming over to work here this afternoon, and it's always nice to have him around, even if we're just doing our own thing. Ooh, nearly bashed the camera then. There's like an espresso's worth in there. I'm going to top it up with hot water. Alpro sweetened soya, the one that doesn't curdle. I've done this the wrong way. Apparently you're supposed to put the milk in first or it could curdle. Looks a bit weak. I might do the absolute sacrilege and put a bit of instant in as well to top it up a bit. I decanted all my coffee into these little pots because I keep buying the refills and then forgetting not to throw the glass jars away. Is that too much? Here we are. I finally managed to get through to the secretary of the dermatologist, but it's not the one we need to speak to, but she's going to have a chat to the dermatologist and call me back now. It's really, really frustrating just waiting for a call back when your child's feeling really incapacitated and unwell. I just feel like helpless. I'm just like sitting here, like not doing anything about the situation other than ringing people that need to ring me back. It is 2:15 in the afternoon. Hopefully it's just a bug and it's just going to pass. Anyway, I'll update you when I have news. It's 3:35 and I'm just doing Izzy a giant crumpet, the first thing she's eaten today. I've just got off the phone to the dermatologist. Fair play, he's so good to us. He rang me up and had a really long chat about things. The plan of action is to try and rule out an infection or a bug. So I've managed to make her an emergency GP appointment now in the next 35 minutes, so I have to be quick. Oh, it's really raining. I have to go out in the rain as well. If it turns out it is the medication, she's going to have to come off it. Which I haven't even got my head around that yet, because life before this medication for Izzy and me was hell. And we don't want to go back there because her skin was just permanently sore and itchy, and it was just a minute by minute battle to try and not have infections everywhere. So that's not good. But the good news is there's a new eczema treatment called Dumiliprab, which comes in injection form twice weekly, and it's a long needle injection as well, so it has to be administered by a specialist, and over a period of weeks they educate the patients to inject themselves. But I don't know about for teenagers though. But so far in Wales it's not licensed in teenagers, but hopefully mid-November it will become licensed. It's licensed in England just, but not in Wales yet. And this one apparently does not cause nausea as a side effect. So fingers crossed. But I'm going to eat something now because I've got a headache from not eating, so I've just spent so long fretting and making phone calls. So I'm going to have a bit of a quick nosh now and then take her to the doctor. So she's got to have a urine sample and her temperature taken, kind of thing, yeah. I did take her temperature. I couldn't find our electronic thermometer. I don't know where it's gone. It must have gone missing in the move. I just had the old glass one. She had to keep it under her tongue for 4 minutes. And she came up as 37.5. And for Izzy, that is really high, because normally she's a 35, 36 degrees person just by normalness. So for her, that is hot. So maybe, hopefully, it's just an infection or a virus. That's what we want. Anyway, I'll get back to you later. It's about 5:15 and we're back from the doctor's. She's done her urine test. She does not have a urine infection. Her liver function is not showing up as affected on the DIP test, at least. And it was all fine. So the doctor does not think she's got a bacterial infection. He thinks she may well have a bug, but we don't really know. So we just got to watch her and see how it develops, really. But he's advised her to just have complete rest and lots of fluids and eat a bit if she can, if she feels like it. But the main thing is to keep hydrated. She's going to have her bloods done early next week at clinic, and then they'll look at those. So yeah, see how this develops. You might hear some drilling noises in the background. I'm not sure how sensitive this mic is, but come and see what's going on. My knight in shining armour is down in Flute Cave at the moment. Aren't you, dear?
Yeah.
He has concluded that my bit is blunt. It wasn't just me then. Oh, I don't understand about these things. I didn't even know a bit could be blunt.
Yeah.
I thought that was screwy things and that was it. So this that I assembled the other day is going to tether to the wall for me so I don't pull it down on myself. Thank you, dear.
Right, dear.
I don't know how this week's going to pan out now. Tomorrow we're supposed to be rehearsing all day. We've got a bit of a problem with Lisbon. Well, it's not a problem. It's all sorted. It's going to be sorted. We might want to get a cup of tea for this one. It's a bit of a story. So, Lisbon, yeah. About once a year we go to Lisbon, and sometimes we do gigs in Lisbon. We do about 3 gigs in pubs, and that funds for about half of the holiday, like if you call it a holiday. We go right out of season when the flights are cheapest and the accommodation's cheapest, and we like to stay for a couple of weeks. And if we can get 3 gigs, which is about the most we can manage to get, it will pay for about half of that. So we get a cheap holiday basically, and really enjoy doing the gigs as well. It's where I used to work when I lived in Lisbon back in the 90s. Now Dan and the Invisible Boyfriend were the other 2 people in my band for this one, but Dan is gutted because at rather short notice he's suddenly not able to go, and we've had to get somebody else, who we have got, and it's Neil, but I'm supposed to be having our first rehearsal with him tomorrow. Now bear in mind, this is in about 3 weeks' time. We're supposed to be doing gigs. Could really do with that rehearsal, but I don't think Izzy's going to be well enough to come along, so I'm going to have to send IB along to sort out all the gig set and everything and record as much as he can so I can practice it with a recording at home. Anyway, it will be fine. Most important thing is that Isabel's okay. Thank you so much for watching. Do give the video a like if you liked it, comment down any thoughts below, and hit the subscribe button to follow more of our adventures, and I'll see you in the next one.